What happens when a citizen walks into a government building, calmly raises data protection concerns, and police respond by threatening physical removal for filming? In this body cam encounter, officers blur the line between civil trespass and criminal enforcement. Security staff are caught between policy and pressure, and one auditor refuses to back down. Stay with us, because this case turns on a single question. Do police actually have the power they're claiming here?
It has to go through the Information Commissioner office, so it's outside of your remit, so I'm not going to bother you with it.
Okay, so you're just going to sit here and record, or did you want to talk to one of the members of the staff? Or was it
I've already spoken to the members of staff, but they don't seem to be taking on board anything that I've given them advice on.
So what was your queries to them?
No queries, advice.
What was your advice?
The fact that the G4S security shouldn't be handling personal information, they don't have the correct training. I have word from DWP on that. And just the way that they were speaking to claimants when I came in, and I was recording some information on the leaflets, and I could overhear the way that they were talking to a claimant was very rude, condescending, and just generally disgusting. Not the way you would expect a government employee to talk to a citizen. It was very rude, so I said to them that that's unacceptable, and I will be reporting that to the appropriate person, who will be the MP for the DWP. I'll be reporting that directly to them.
That's the correct way to go.
Absolutely,
with it, so.
yeah. So I was just recording, and then they said, you need to stop recording. I said, no, it's a public place, and, I can record here. And they said, well, they're going to call the police. And I said, well, if they're going to waste your time to get you here, I'm not going to make you waste your time then looking for me. I'll wait for you, so you can tell them that I'm in a public place, I can record, you can't kick me out, and then we can all move on with our day.
It's not with our times, but obviously if you've got a right. So are you a customer? So,
there's no customers here, it's claimants.
So are you dealing with?
No, I just came in to have a look around at the information on the boards and stuff, and to see how this job centre was handling people's data, something that I'd taken interest in, government bodies.
Can I just ask, are you recording?
I am, yes.
Okay, so we're also recording.
There we go, finally got there. I was going to pull you up on that because it was a bit late on that one.
Okay.
You should have told me as soon as you turned your camera on.
Were you recording conversations with?
No, I was recording information in a conversation I overheard. The camera might have picked it up, I'm not sure. But even if it did, they shouldn't be having that conversation in a public place, should they?
Okay. Obviously, there's an expectation of privacy if claimants are sitting at the desk over there. It's a sort of cordoned off area.
No, it's not cordoned off at all, though, is it?
Privacy screens.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. I was at the desk where all that public information. So the issue there comes. Well, if I'm recording, if I'm not recording, okay, and I overhear a private conversation and I overhear private details, that's still a data breach, whether I've recorded it or not. The fact I've heard it is the data breach.
I'm not really interested in data breaches.
I am. I really am.
It's not our business.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said to you as the ICO. That's why I didn't really want to bother you with it.
You've been asked to leave by staff, so you have to leave.
I haven't been asked to leave at all.
Do you want this gentleman to leave?
Don't solicit a trespass. Don't solicit a trespass and nod your head. Who are you?
Notice how quickly the focus shifts here. The auditor raises a legitimate concern about data exposure. Names, claimants, and personal details visible in a public-facing government office. But instead of addressing that issue, staff and police immediately zero in on the camera. This is a pattern we see repeatedly in public accountability cases. Filming becomes the problem, even when it's the only tool preserving evidence. Ask yourself, if this information was visible without a camera, would that suddenly make it acceptable?
He's lied to you then. He's lied to you. It's all recorded on camera, so he's lied to you.
Yeah, he's saying he's never been asked to leave. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just confirm that you've asked him to leave.
You've asked me to stop recording.
And you continue to record.
Yeah, you never once asked me to leave.
Okay, so can we just confirm?
So you're still soliciting a trespass?
Can you just confirm to me, for his benefit, because there's obviously a bit of debate over this, is he welcome on the premises or not?
No. If he can leave because he's refusing to stop recording us.
Can really be clearer than that?
Okay. In that case, is that something that you two can get involved in?
Well, you're not trespassing.
Is that a police matter?
We will assist him in removing
It's a
him, yes.
civil issue. You don't have the power.
We will assist him in
That's a
removing
civil
you.
issue.
Sorry, I'm not going to argue this with you. We will assist him in removing you. I'm aware it's a civil matter. I know what I'm doing.
Well, you clearly don't.
We will assist him in removing you.
Okay.
And we will use reasonable force to do that.
You don't have the power to do that. This is not my first rodeo here, Constable.
I get your auditing, it's fine.
It's not,
I
exactly.
know what I'm doing and I know my
You really
rights.
don't, clearly, because you're threatening to put hands on me.
So, there's an easy way to do this and there's a difficult way.
Yeah, the easy way is for you to understand your remit.
Right. So what's your intention? You're just going to sit here all afternoon?
Once you've told them that I'm okay to record in a public place...
There's no issue. He said that to me. He knows that you're allowed to record.
So then why is he trying to trespass me for exercising a human right? No, but he has given me a reason. He's told me the reason I can't be here is because I'm recording, which is a breach of my human rights.
The first thing he said to me was, I know it's not illegal.
Okay.
So he knows it's not illegal.
Okay, so you know what Article 10 of the Human Rights Act is?
So it's not illegal to film.
No. Okay.
But if they don't want you to do it, they're within their rights to ask you to leave.
What was your oath? Can I ask you that, Constable? Did you not take an oath to uphold the human rights of citizens of this country? Not government bodies, citizens.
Right. You're aware that you're trespassing now?
Civilly.
Yes, it's a civil matter.
Yes.
But you're aware that the occupier of the premise can use reasonable force to remove you?
The occupiers, you cannot.
And that we can assist the occupiers?
No, you cannot.
Yes, we can.
No, you cannot.
Yes,
there is case law from the Court of Appeals that disagrees with you. You put hands on me and I will take you to court.
To prevent a breach of the peace.
It's not a breach of the peace. Right. You're breaching my peace. Okay. I'm sat here peacefully. I had a very pleasant conversation with the security.
Yeah. So you can use reasonable force to remove this gentleman, and we can be here to prevent a breach of the peace. Okay? So would you like to do that?
Bear in mind, your G4S policy states not to put...
This is a crucial legal moment. The officer openly acknowledges that trespass here is a civil issue, not a criminal one. That matters. In the UK, police generally have no automatic power to physically remove someone over civil trespass unless there's an accompanying criminal offence or a genuine breach of the peace. Yet seconds later, we hear threats of assisting removal using force. That contradiction is exactly what escalates this encounter, and it's where many police complaints and lawsuits begin.
From your job, it is not in G4S policy to put hands on anybody unless it's in self-defence. I don't want to get you in trouble. You've been very polite to me. I am just giving you a warning that they are putting you in a position that you are going to lose your job for.
Listen, let's just do it peacefully.
Okay.
Because we're all adults.
Okay. You're very polite and I really respect that, so I'm going to lower my tone with you, okay? I don't want these constables to put you in a position that you're going to lose your job for, because I will file a complaint and I will make sure that you lose your jobs if you put hands on me.
We're happy to leave.
Your
but
company,
he's going to sit here until you close.
Your company policy states that you are not to get physical.
Then you can use reasonable force to remove it.
And they will get fired for it because their company policies. Their company policy. I'm not listening about the law. I know what the law is. I know that they can use reasonable force. Yes, but they will lose their job. You're putting them in a position to lose their job because their policies say not to get physical unless it's self-defence.
And if they can make their own decision as to what they want to do.
Well, then I'm trying to advise them because the lady has been very polite, and I'm trying to not get them fired here.
If she's been nice to you, why don't you just cooperate?
Because it's not about how polite somebody is being, it's about the fact that they need to understand that they cannot refuse citizens their human rights in public places.
Okay, so are you happy with that now?
The options
no, because they clearly don't understand, because they're still trying to...
So, like you said, you are going to raise...
Legally you can, but your company policy will get you fired for it, sir.
All what we are asking
Yes.
to leave.
Okay.
If you finish whatever you have to do, from the very beginning, we were showing you politeness.
Yes, you have, and I'd like to think I've been polite to you as well. I haven't raised my voice at you. I let you know of data breaches that were going on politely, and then I had a very polite conversation with you, and I've not raised my voice at you. I've not been aggressive towards you.
Is if you haven't got any appointment or you haven't got anything, because before you have to film, you need their authority or you need their permission.
The memo from the DWP says different, sir, and this is what I tried to tell you when I arrived, when I tried to tell the manager. There is a memo from the DWP that says that we are allowed to record in public places, and there is nothing legally they can do apart from serve an injunction, and they have to go through the court to serve an injunction. Otherwise, they cannot stop it. If this was an appointment-only building, which it's not, some job centres are appointment-only, this one is not, then that would not be classed as a public place.
Listen closely to how breach of the peace keeps getting mentioned, without being defined. Legally, it requires violence, or an imminent threat of violence. Sitting quietly, recording, and debating policy doesn't meet that threshold. Courts have been clear on this. When officers rely on vague future possibilities instead of present facts, they step onto very thin legal ice. Do you think this situation honestly posed any risk of violence?
Okay, and I don't want to put you have been polite, and I don't want to put you in a position where you get physical with me and you end up losing your job.
I'm not going to put myself into that kind of
Good, and I'm glad that you're not going to do
this
that.
kind of recording. All that we have to tell you is that it's not allowed without
Okay, and I disagree. I disagree. And if the manager would get the memo, and I could show you, because I'm aware of the memo, I have a printed copy at home. I didn't bring it with me today. I have a printed copy of it, and it says in the first 4 sentences, people are allowed to record in public places. There is no law against recording in public places, and that basically the DWP cannot stop people from recording. I'm talking very nicely to him. I'm done with you. I'm talking very nicely to him.
That's not being disputed.
Well, it clearly is, because they're kicking me out because I'm recording, so it is being disputed, isn't it?
So he said he knows it's not illegal. You're allowed to record.
So why is he kicking me out for it
You're no
then?
longer welcome on the premises.
Why?
It's separate from.
It's
the fact
not.
that
It's
you're allowed
not.
to
If
record
he
or
had just
not.
asked me to leave without giving me a reason, yes. But because he stated it's because I'm recording, that is a breach of Article 14 of my human rights. And you have an oath to uphold my human rights, Constable. You have an oath. You have an oath. Do you want to know how many constables I have up on disciplinary charges? How many times I'm suing the Met Police? Do you really want to know?
I don't recognise you.
No, you
You
don't.
mustn't be that followed.
I don't.
You're not AB.
No, I'm not AB. You're right.
I thought
I'm
this
quite
was
well
been
followed.
sort of like falling off.
I'm quite well followed.
How many followers?
More than you.
I'm not on YouTube.
Oh, exactly. There you go.
You do.
Yeah, about 40,000 at the moment.
But they only done this at the police station.
Yeah.
Any government body. Any government body.
Yeah, so you come job centre.
Any government body. I've been doing job centres since before I was doing police stations, my friend. Government bodies.
You find interest in this?
I do find an interest in it. I find an interest in holding our government to account. That's what I find an interest in. I think it's highly important. I think it's a duty of a citizen to hold our government to account.
Like you said, they're being
They are, and I'm being very polite with them back. Yeah, and I'm being very polite with them back. But being polite and disagreeing are 2 separate issues. You can disagree with somebody while being polite, but they are, because they're trying to kick me out, and that's where we're disagreeing. Is the fact that they are trying to kick me out for exercising a human right. And that is a violation of Article 14. I'm exercising Article 10, and kicking me out because I'm exercising Article 10 is a violation of Article 14.
Here's a strategic pivot. Instead of escalating with police, the auditor redirects the conversation to G4S policy, pointing out that security staff could lose their jobs if they follow police instructions that violate company rules. This isn't intimidation. It's risk awareness. Private security answers to contracts and policies, not police rank. This moment forces the guard to choose between legal authority and employment consequences. And you can feel the tension shift instantly.
So well.
I'm not going to list them out right now.
You give me 1 or 2. Give me anything from your oath, other than the fact you've oathed to uphold our rights. Anything else from your oath?
Do you work, sir?
Pardon?
Do you have a job?
Do you have a job?
Yes.
No,
This is my job.
it's not a job.
What pays my
You
bills?
scrounge off off citizens. That's what you do.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose you could say the police pay scales is scrounging. Yeah. But
No, I mean in fact that you steal our taxes to come around and abuse people's rights.
Using your right.
He is because he's trying to physically remove me.
That's a no, then.
He threatened to physically remove me. You said you are going to assist them.
I said we can assist. The law
You
allows us to do that.
cannot.
Of course it does.
You cannot.
Of course it does.
You cannot. There is case law.
We can use common law to prevent breach of peace. Use
But
reasonable force to
what's the
prevent
breach of the peace here?
Well, there isn't one at the moment.
Exactly.
That's why I'm not doing anything.
Exactly. So yes, you do have that power, but
Thank
you
you.
have
I'm
to
glad we
be.
agree.
But you have to be. It has to
glad
be.
we
It
agree.
has
I
to
know
be
what I'm
a breach
talking
of the
about.
peace. But why bring it up if there's not a breach of
Well,
the
there has to be a
peace?
reasonable prospect. A
And
genuine
what's
honest
and what's the
belief that a
reasonable
breach of peace
prospect?
is about to occur.
And what's the reasonable prospect?
Well, there isn't one at the moment.
Exactly. So why mention it?
But if they were to ask you to
That's like
remove them,
saying
you start struggling with
that's
them.
like saying I have the power to do a citizen's arrest. It's not appropriate in this situation. So why would I mention it? You don't. That the power is not appropriate. So why mention
There's no
it?
offence committed, so
Exactly.
it's
So
not
why?
relevant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's no breach of the peace. So why mention it?
Because
You want to flout your fucking
didn't let me
ego.
answer.
You want to flout your ego is what you want to
swearing
do.
here.
You want to flout your ego is what you want to do.
I want to move on to the next job.
Well, go then.
People
Bugger
that need
off.
our help. All right.
Bugger off then.
But we're here.
Well, bugger off
Which is
then.
causing a scene.
I'm not causing a scene. You're causing a scene.
We've been called here. We can't just ignore the call.
Well, no, you've come, you've attended the call.
Yeah.
You've said there's no offence. There's no.
waiting for these people to decide what they want to do.
But your oath is to the citizens, not to the corporations or to the government. Your oath is to the crown of this country, not the government, and your oath is to uphold the rights of citizens. Okay, not to uphold the policies of local job centres. That's not what your oath.
To have conversations with their consultants without.
And if this goes online, I will blur that out. The only reason I've recorded that is so that when I send it to the DWP and the ICO, the evidence is there.
This is where law and policy collide. The auditor repeatedly explains a core principle. Internal policies do not override statutory rights. Article 10 protects freedom of expression and the gathering of information, especially in public government spaces. Even if management dislikes filming, they must use lawful routes, like injunctions, not on-the-spot enforcement. Watch how frustration grows when officers can't point to an actual offence.
As the threat of physical removal clashes with the reality of the law.
You're not too bad, to be fair. I'll give you dues. You're a lot more calm and professional. He's a bit of a prick.
Don't say that about my colleague, please.
But he is. He is.
There's no reason.
There's absolutely every need. There is. There is. I'm not calling you a prick. You haven't even got a blue line badge on. I appreciate that as well. But no, your colleague likes to flout his ego and think that he's got all controlling power over me, but he doesn't. Until an offence has been committed, you have no power.
We didn't say we had any.
He did. He's threatened to put hands on me to remove me from this building.
He never did that.
He threatened it. He said he was going to.
You have it all recorded.
Yes.
What did he say?
He said he's going to assist them in removing me from the building.
And that's threatening.
Yes, it is. That's a threat of an assault because you don't have that power.
That's a threat of assault.
Yes, you don't have that power to put hands on me for a civil matter.
Assist.
Assisting how? How else would you assist other than to physically remove me if I refuse?
We can assist.
Assist how? Assist how? What, physically?
What?
Physically?
We can.
You cannot. You cannot. And I'll be taking this up with who's your supervisor, for example? Who's like in charge of Islington area?
You can find that out.
The commissioner. Is it commissioner? Commander, isn't it? Commander, you call it. Your local commander. Okay.
They've changed their mind and they're willing to let you stay.
Because they know that you've got nothing that you can do. Bugger off. Bugger off. I'm done. Bugger off. Bugger off. Exactly. So what? Exactly. We could have figured it out 10 minutes ago. You didn't have to stay here all this time, did you? Bugger off. See you later, mate. There we go, guys. So yeah, Irish constable, bit of a prick. Yeah, they will be getting complaints for the threat of trying to physically remove me, which they don't have the power to do. And yeah, the ICO and the MP for the DWP will be getting the footage for the breaches of data protection. Breaches of data under data protection. Absolutely disgusting, that Irish constable. What an absolute prick.
And here's the turning point. After minutes of threats, pressure, and legal posturing, police abruptly disengage. Why? Because no crime occurred. This is common in civil trespass confrontations. Once officers realize force can't be justified, withdrawal becomes the safest option. The auditor interprets this as confirmation that his presence was lawful all along, and legally speaking, that conclusion isn't unreasonable.
There we go. Just wanted to say before I go, I'm really, really happy that you didn't put yourself in a position that you would have got fired from your job for, because honestly, I'm sure you're aware it's in your company policies not to get physical with anyone.
Just trying to
I know you're trying to keep the peace. I know you are. I know.
Like I said,
Yeah.
and we can understand that.
Yeah.
At no time should we don't have that reasonable for. At no time should we touch somebody.
And that's self-defense. That's the only time.
Mouth to mouth.
Yes. Yeah.
We
Exactly.
told you what the policy is.
Yes. Yeah. I
But you
understand.
also have your opinion. So
Yeah,
we take the
absolutely, and then we can
punishment.
talk about that politely, and I appreciate that. But I mean, under the law, you have the right to use reasonable force for a trespasser, but your policy for G4S says never, unless it's in self-defence, and you would end up getting fired. So I'm really happy that you didn't do that, and this is where the police can be dangerous, because they could have put you in a position where you would have got physical with me. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you wouldn't.
Thank you.
But again, it's still things like this. I can see people's names here, like work coats. All that information. That shouldn't be on display, my friend. And this is what I was trying to say in the first instance, is that I should not be able to see that information.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
It's very dangerous, people's information.
Thank you.
I'll forward that to the bosses upstairs, because I'm sure they've told you to do this. But I'll be forwarding it to the bosses upstairs in the government, and I'll make sure that things get changed, because it's not okay, guys. All right.
All right. Thank you.
also, since they listen to you, could you also let them know to include the mobile phone recording supposed to be written down there?
No, that kind of goes against what I want, doesn't it?
Yes, that's what we want.
But yeah, if that goes
You should
against what I
notify
want,
them.
that's something
Yeah.
that's not something I want to enforce. That's something you want to enforce. So you can chase them on that channel.
It's enforced. So what are you
Yeah.
going to do? What's going to happen?
This case highlights a recurring issue in public accountability encounters: confusion or misrepresentation of police powers in civil matters. Trespass in government buildings is typically civil, filming in public places is lawful, and breach of the peace cannot be stretched to cover mere disagreement. The officers ultimately disengaged because the legal footing simply wasn't there. If you found this case as revealing as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more in-depth police lawsuits body cam breakdowns. Stay informed, and remember your rights.